and welcome to Lunchtime Look. My name is Sharon Rogers and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wells, Maine. And each Thursday at lunchtime, I like to bring you a fairly quick project. Today's is only about 10 minutes and it's a pocket card that features the Two-Tone Cardstock. Let's get started. I'm going to begin with a piece of Summer Splash Two-Tone Cardstock, and I'm going to cut it down to 4 inches wide by 10 1/4 inches long. 10 1/4 inches. And then I'm going to score this remaining piece at 1 inch and 5 inches. So it'll just be easiest for me to go 5 and then go down to 1. Okay, that's going to be what forms our pocket. I've decided that I want the light to be the inside of the pocket. So I'm going to fold up on that middle score line, and then I'm going to fold down. You can already see the difference between the two cardstocks right here. So it's a pretty subtle difference, but it's a difference nonetheless. And so this is what I am going to have. Now, I thought it would be fun to bring in one of the new embossing folders. This is actually a set of 2. It's called Glass and Gardens Embossing Folder, and they're 2 mini ones. And one of them is this floral strip, and that's what I'm going to use here. So normally I always say put the fold through first, and you do want to do that typically, but the reason why is because if you put this open end first, it puts a lot of pressure and it can buckle and crack this edge. We are going to put it through sideways and it will be just fine. So when I fold this over, I want to make sure, I think I'm going to put this floral piece right down to the bottom here. And then we're going to put that through our embossing machine. And this is not a 3D folder, so it's just going to go through straight. And let's see. Yeah, I want to make sure that this is straight up. I don't want that folded over. All right. And whoops, hold on. Hold on. Okay, there we go. And that's because my folder was a very hard edge put through very straight. All right. So now when we take this off, you have that effect. And if you look carefully, you can see a little bit of cracking because this is, remember, a white core. But that's all right, because we're not going to leave it like this. I'm going to bring in my sanding block, and I'm going to bring out that white core, just like I did on Tune In Tuesday. Just by taking a sanding block and sanding off some of those high points. You don't have to get them all, and you can see that I've hit some of the edges, so I'm going to make that look intentional, and I'm going to hit all the edges. So it's looking distressed over here. All right, get some of that debris off, and then I can fold this over, and I'm just going to adhere that down. So make sure you've got this two-tone look going on. Not sure how well the camera's picking that up. And I want to make that pocket. So for the pocket, you want to be very careful and just put a teeny tiny little bit of glue at the edges. And I mean teeny tiny. So some of you may need to use like a precision bottle of glue, a precision tip. I am just putting a very, very thin line as close to the edge as possible. And then I'm going to adhere it down. All right. I'm bringing in a piece of 1/4 inch wide ribbon. And you need something that's about 3 inches, 3 times as long as the width of the card. And I'm going to wrap that right around here and tie it in a knot. So left over, right, and under. I'm going to put this over the top and pull, and there we go. There we have that nice little piece right there. You can trim the ends. All right. Now, because this is two-tone cardstock, it is thinner, I'm going to put this on a base of Summer Splash. And you can see up here that there's just a really subtle layering effect there. This color is a little bit lighter than the base, which is great. All right. Let's just put this right on here. Now, if you didn't want this distressed look on the edges and sides, then you could just make sure that you avoid your sanding block touching those when you're sanding. I didn't actually do it on the sample that I had made, so see, there's none here. I didn't touch down there, but I did this time. So we had to pivot. You'll also need a piece of basic white. This is going to go be what goes in the pocket, and this is 3.5 by 5 inches, and we're going to decorate that. And I thought I'd bring in some leftover of the Extraordinary Flora die cuts. I did this at a team meeting, and let's just use that one. Okay. And we're going to put this here, and it's going to be okay. This is going to go in here, and I'm only going to have part of my greeting show. Now, this is a fairly snug fit, so you just want to be careful when you're putting it in there. Okay, so this is how it's going to go in there. And I'm going to be putting my flower here. And I want people to know that this is a pocket card, so you'll be able to pull that out. I'm going to kind of have it tucked in a little bit there, and it's okay if it comes off the edge a little bit as well. So with that in there, to help me guide, I'm going to put that down with glue. I think that's pretty good right there. Okay. Now I can see that I'm going to stamp happy right over here. And this is coming from Birthday Celebration. I'm going to use the happy and the birthday. Happy and birthday. And I'm going to bring in, I think I'm going to bring in my petunia pop because it goes nicely with that flower. The reason why I'm doing happy here is because I want to have a nice position. There's happy. And now when I take this out, I'm just going to stamp birthday underneath it all. And I can squeeze it right over here, I think. Let's just do that right there. Happy birthday. And there is your card. But the birthday is a surprise. There we go. Happy? You pull it out, birthday. And there's your pocket card showing the use of the two-tone cardstock. You get a couple different tones on here, and you can also use that other sanding technique. Thank you for taking a little time out of your day or night whenever you're watching this. If you missed my Technique Tuesday this week, then I will be linking that at the end of this video, so it's coming up in just a moment. Click on that and you can watch that video, which will show you more techniques to use with the two-tone cardstock. Thank you, everyone. Hope to see you tomorrow night for Friday Night Live. I'm going to be coming to you from my first camping trip of the season. See you at 7:30.